Planning your maternity leave can be one of the most important activities you'll do during your pregnancy. Well, other than baby shopping. I know you might think that there's still a long while to go before you actually go on leave, but I can promise you, speaking from personal experience, time flies. And that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about in today's video: planning your maternity leave. Right after your delivery, your maternity leave can be a very crucial period of recovery for you and your baby to bond. And contrary to what people say, this is not a vacation. I would urge you to think of this as a transition period from before your baby to after your baby. With a little bit of planning, you can definitely ace this. So let's dive right in. So the first thing that you must do is check your organization's maternity leave policy. This would usually already be covered in your HR policy, or you can always ask your company's HR. In India, organizations are mandated to give female employees 26 weeks or 6 months worth of paid maternity leave. It's very important to know this because a lot of organizations take advantage of the fact that a lot of female employees don't fully know their rights. Not just maternity leave, but even in cases of, say, adoption or miscarriage, there are certain leaves that the company must give you. In addition to maternity leave, what you can also check for are what are the other benefits that the company offers. You know, some companies offer reimbursement for a part of hospital costs. Certain companies are attached to certain hospitals. So let's say if you're an employee of XYZ company, you would get a certain discount. Also, do you have the option of extending your maternity leave? Will it be a paid leave? Will it be an unpaid leave? What are your options when you go back to work? You know, does the company offer a hybrid model where you can work few days from home or few days from the office? Do they offer a full-time work from home model maybe for some time? So in certain cases, organizations also must provide a creche facility. You can check this. So it's very important to be fully aware of your rights, also what benefits you will be getting. In addition, what you can also do is ask your partner if his organization offers paternity leave. Usually it's not the entire 6 months, but these days a lot of organizations offer paternity leave for the husband to be around his wife, perhaps at the time of delivery or maybe a few days after. So important to check that also. So if you're an entrepreneur, which means you're self-employed or you're a freelancer, you may not have such a structured maternity leave pattern. You would have a lot more flexibility. But I think it's best to plan your activities and your finances accordingly, because you should plan for a few weeks or months where you either may not be working at all or may not be working with the same level of activity as you would be earlier. So very important to plan your finances particularly for that time. So for instance, you know, maybe if you feel up to it, you could take up a lot more work before your delivery than after that. When should I inform my employer, my clients, or the people I work with? So most women usually wait till their first trimester is over, because that's when the risk of pregnancy loss goes down significantly. So a 12-week mark, in my opinion, should be good enough. However, if your work is physically demanding or you're required to travel a lot, which could be unsafe in some cases, best to consult your gynae. Or let's say if there's a major work event happening around the time of your delivery, which you may not be able to participate in, you can also consider informing them a little early. How to approach the conversation? So the one thing I would advise before you actually go out there and talk to your employer, your colleagues, your clients, your supervisor, is to have a full plan in place. Have a decent idea of the estimated dates when you're going to be on leave, when you think you're going to resume. Also, how are you going to transition your work? Who are you going to hand over your work to? What are the projects that you'd like to wrap up before you go on leave? Best to do your homework. The second thing I would say is that whenever you're talking to a professional colleague, make sure the conversation is professional. Don't overshare. Keep the information very short and professional. More an information rather than chit-chat. You can also ask them what the company protocol in some cases is, if there is one. So for instance, I know some companies have a process where once a female employee announces she's pregnant, they organize a full-fledged conversation with HR, where HR talks to them, tries and understands, you know, company can be of some support during this time or when they're going to be on leave. So it's best to know what the company advises or what the company practices. If you're self-employed, I would suggest informing your clients as early as possible. Again, like a 12-week mark should be good. Again, this is just a personal opinion. You can inform them whenever you think you're comfortable, but way in advance, because the last thing you want is a client calling you when you're, say, going into labor. If you are working on your own, you could plan to wrap up your projects before you go on leave, or maybe take a break. If you have a team or somebody you can groom to take over, I would suggest you inform them to start training them and plan to delegate a lot of your work during the time that you will be away. But bottom line, what I would tell you is, again, speaking from experience, please don't be in a hurry to get back to work. Once you deliver, your body will have gone through a life-changing experience. You're going to have a newborn in your arms. So it's very important to prioritize your well-being and your little one's well-being during that time. Not to say that, you should not be thinking about your work, but it's okay to let other things take precedence, at least for some time. Now, financial planning for a baby is a completely different chapter altogether, and I'm sure I'll make a video on it. But the reason I want to talk about the topic in today's video is because some of you might be on paid maternity leave, some of you might be on unpaid leave. So it's best to plan for that period, where you will actively not be working. Even if you're on paid maternity leave, there are a lot of benefits that companies can offer you. And one thing I can tell you, after a baby, costs add up and how. So wherever you think, there's a little advantage you could take in terms of schemes that your company offers, little budgeting here and there, it's best to do that. So if you're a salaried employee, while you might get 6 months worth of paid maternity leave, what you can check is tomorrow, if you want the option of extending your leave, what is the company's policy on it? Does the company extend a paid maternity leave, or will it be an unpaid leave? In some cases, companies don't extend their leave at all. They want their employees to come back to work once 6 months are over. So it's best to check that. Second, hospital bills, insurance and medical costs. You might get Mediclaim from your company. If you're not employed with a company, maybe you have your own Mediclaim. The best thing to do is to check what benefits are offered. Read the fine print, something a lot of us tend to forget. So one thing I've seen is that a lot of insurance companies have caps on expenses incurred during this period. For instance, the kind of room that you can go for and a bunch of other things. So it's best to check this with the company directly. If in some cases you can also check this with your HR, they will tell you. But best to know what you're signing up for so that you can plan your finances accordingly. Also attached to is just starting your overall baby budgeting, because there will be certain things you will need to do, certain things you can't do. But yeah, baby budgeting is a separate chapter. I will be talking about this. Planning a smooth work transition and handover is very important for a couple of reasons. One, the last thing you want is that your boss or your colleagues should be trying to reach out to you while you're at the hospital. Also, you don't want your boss coming up to you once you return from maternity leave saying that, we were working on this project, the team tried reaching out to you, they didn't have context, they didn't have background, you didn't brief them, and that's why we suffered. So things like this only look bad on your own performance. What's very important to understand is that you should plan your transition in a manner that even during the period when you're not there, work should go on and you can pick up from where you left once you return. The first thing I would advise is to have a very open and clear communication with your seniors, your colleagues, your immediate team about how much work you can wrap up before you go on leave. You can ask them that what are the projects you'd like me to prioritize. I think it's very important because with this you can be on the same page. Also be very clear of when you're going to be on leave and communicate this. This should ideally be done in consultation with your gynac and what your date of delivery looks like. But have a 10-day buffer, because in some cases you can have the baby earlier or slightly later. Also know when you're going to go on leave. So some women prefer to go on leave 1 month before their delivery date and then take 5 months off. Some women go on leave 2 weeks before their delivery date so they can take more time off with the baby. You can decide this basis your own health and your own comfort and other things. If you're commuting, then maybe after a certain point the commute could get a lot. Very important for your team to know that from this date to this date you will not be around. When you start planning your transition, the first thing you can do is identify who you're going to be handing over work to. This could either be done by you or your seniors. Start training that person. Spend enough time with them. Don't leave this till the last minute. Make sure that so-and-so person or so-and-so team is well aware of not just your projects, but has all the files, has all the information relating to the work you're on at the moment. Best thing to do would be to plan a full handover report where you actually mention what the project is that you're working on, what's the status. Give out as much information as anyone would need to be able to work without you. One thing I also did is actually prepare a sheet with all the important login details, all the passwords, and hand this over to the team. It's also very important to set boundaries with related to communication. What you can do is perhaps a couple of months before you go on leave, you can send out an email to your entire team saying that from so and so date you will be on maternity leave, and this would be the person who they can reach out to should they have any work requirement from you. You can even give them your number in case they want to reach out to you in an absolute emergency, or maybe your partner's number or anyone else's number. And then once you're actually on leave, a lot of inboxes allow you to automate emails. So as soon as someone sends you a mail, they would get an automated reminder saying, hi, I'm on maternity leave, and if you want to reach out to me urgently, this is the number, or you can reach out to XYZ person in my absence. If you're self-employed, as similar to what you would do in a corporate job, I think the best thing to do is to actually have a very clear communication with your clients. You can even tell them that, I'm going to be on leave from so and so date, so if your work can't wait, perhaps you might want to look at an alternative person instead of me. Things like this only help avoid any kind of unhappiness and pressure and stress on you at the last minute. If it's possible for you to train someone or maybe even hire someone so that they can take over from you while you're going to be on leave, start planning for it now. And again, automate as much as work, delegate as much as work as possible. Essentially, keep yourself free for a period of time. Ensure that there is no need for someone to be calling you, demanding work, and putting you in any kind of stress that's not needed during this time. So while you're planning your maternity leave, I think what's also very important to plan for is planning for your life post the baby and when you come back to work post the baby. It's never too early to plan this, I can tell you. The first and foremost thing that you must understand is that you may not bounce back to work immediately and that your productivity might look very different. I think it's absolutely fine. Please be kind to yourself, and while you're setting these expectations with others, be very generous with the kind of expectations you set for yourself also. What you might want to consider is if your organization offers you some kind of part-time work so that you can ease back into your work as opposed to going back full-time. Maybe you can also take up an option of working from home where you can work on a very flexi schedule as opposed to fixed hours. Some of you might actually want to take on more of freelancing or gig work during that time. Again, that's your decision. Planning for childcare after you go back to work. So, if your company is offering you a creche, then how are you going to go about it? Do you have to register? Do you have to check with them? Are there any costs involved? Maybe you can consider daycare. Maybe you can consider hiring a nanny. Maybe you might have family who you can fall back on, or family who will actually look after the baby while you're at work. So these things, I think you should start planning right away because they will only make it a lot easier for you when the time actually comes. So at the end, like I've said earlier, you may not realize it now, but maternity leave is going to be a very important and a rather beautiful part of your pregnancy journey. Make sure you plan it well. I hope you found this useful today. If you did, please like, share and subscribe. Tell me what you'd like me to cover in the comments below. Till then, keep glowing, keep